So today I wanted to record a very simple, basic makeup tutorial. I've been getting a lot of positive responses to the makeup videos that I've done so far. Sorry, Ivy just heard somebody honk outside, so she's a little woofy right now. But anyway, I've been getting a very positive response to a lot of the videos that I've done so far. But a couple of people have kind of been like, oh, I'm really overwhelmed. I think it's, the use of all the different brushes, all the different products, the contoured eyes, the, everything like that. So I decided to do something super simple today that anybody can do. I'm using all products from like the drugstore, grocery store, somewhere simple, and I am keeping it to a minimum with the brushes. I'm only using brushes that you probably already have anyway if you ever wear makeup. The only thing that I couldn't do drugstore wise is my blush. I couldn't seem to find a blush that I own that is from the drugstore, so sorry about that, but it's gonna be the same. The products that I'm using today really don't make a difference. The reason I'm using everything from a drugstore is because I'm going to have a lot of beginners that are going to be using this very simple tutorial, and they're probably not going to be going out to Sephora or Ulta to go shopping for their makeup. So I wanted to do something that you could get inexpensive, and I also just don't feel like the products are the main point with this tutorial. It's really just the application. If you have other products that you like better, then that's fine. I'll tell you what I'm using, but like I said, it's not a big deal. It's not about the products. It's really about the application. The one product I am going to tell you about though is the BB cream that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this instead of foundation because it's very simple. I can just put it on like moisturizer. And it's Garnier BB cream, and I got the kind that is for oily skin, so it kind of helps keep your skin matte and shine free throughout the day. So I love this, and it has a lot of coverage. You'll see in a moment. I got the light medium, which actually is just a tinge too dark for my face, but not too dark. It's just darker than my skin. But I really love this BB cream. It's got great coverage. My one, making a mess. My one complaint I was about to say is that it's kind of messy. You can see it kind of all over my hands now. It's just not a very clean bottle. So I kind of wipe it on my hands first, wipe the outside on my hands before I put it on my skin. Okay, so I wiped off the excess on my hands, and then I'm going to put just a little bit in my hands, that much. You don't need a lot. A lot will go far. I'm going to rub it between my hands like I would a moisturizer. Put it on like sunscreen or moisturizer, like I said. You got to be careful to blend this if it doesn't seamlessly go in with your skin tone like it doesn't for me, because sometimes you can tell where I haven't blended it. My skin's going to look kind of red after I put this on because I have slightly sensitive skin, and when I rub it, it just gets a little red, and usually that doesn't happen because I'm using a brush, but today I am using my hands, so it's going to be a little bit red. That's okay. So that is basically your foundation. I mean, it's just enough to cover. It sort of evens out your skin. It will prime. It's got sunscreen in it. You don't need a fancy foundation, and you don't have to apply it with a brush. So that is that. I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm using my Old Faithful CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless concealer in light. I'm just going to use my finger. I'm going to take my ring finger because, like I always say, use your ring finger when you're working on your eyes. And I'm just going to put it where it needs it. I've got dark circles under my eyes, and then my eyelids are a little bit red, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my eyelids, blending well, and I'm going to put some around my nose because I get red around my nose, as women usually do. And then I do have a couple of spots, so I'm going to cover those up too. Getting around my dark circles. You always want to be gentle with the skin around your eyes because it's very fragile, and if you tug on it, you could get premature wrinkles and things like that. You don't want that. And I'm going to put a little bit there, and a little bit under here, and I just got a little guy right there. Although luckily the shadow of my lip usually blocks him from sight. That's your concealer. Next up, I'm going to set everything with a powder. Some people might not consider this basic. I consider it basic. I think especially in the summertime, you should always use a powder to set everything. Plus it'll give you a little extra coverage. So I'm going to take, you can use any powder brush you want, any powder you want. You can use translucent powder, which means it's clear and it'll just set your makeup, or you can use a colored powder, which is what I use to give myself a little more coverage. What I'm using today is my e.l.f. Stipple Brush, which I use on a regular basis for powder, and I'm using CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless powder in shade medium, which is a little darker than I usually use, but I originally bought this to use as a contour. It's not quite dark enough for a contour, but I actually have been using MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in medium, so I thought, hey, might as well use the medium CoverGirl and Olay. So just take your powder brush, swirl it in, try and get the excess off so it's not crazy, and just put it all over where you just put concealer and BB cream. Around your eyes, around your nose, wherever you want it to stay, which is everywhere. That's your powder. Next up is blush, and like I said, I couldn't find a blush in my makeup collection that is from the drugstore, unfortunately. Sorry. Actually, I think I might have a cream blush, but I didn't want to use a cream blush for a basic makeup tutorial. So I'm using Bella Bamba by Benefit, which is a really pretty, slightly shimmery, they call it 3D pink. It's like a slightly shimmery pink. You can use any blush brush. I'm using my Ulta blush brush. Just dip it in and put it on the apples of your cheeks. You can smile a little bit when you do this so you can see exactly where to put it. You can dot it on like I was doing. You can rub it on like I was doing. You can kind of swirl it on like I was doing. Obviously, I do a little bit of everything. And I usually like to put it from the apples up to my temples. I usually put it about 2 fingers away from my nose. I start here instead of, you know, don't start right next to your nose. I've got plenty of redness there. I don't need any more. So that is your blush, just to give you a little bit of color. Next up is eyeshadow. You don't have to use eyeshadow if you don't want to, but I still think it's a basic thing to use. I'm using my Mark, Avon Mark, is that upside down? Yep. Eyeshadow brush. And I am using Maybelline Expert Wear Silken Taupe eyeshadow. I've had this for a long time. It's kind of old, but I really like it. It's a very neutrally, slightly shimmery color. I don't know if you can see that. That's probably not really focusing. But I'm just, yep, lid coming off. So I'm just going to dip my eyeshadow brush in there and just put it all across my lid. I'm not doing a contour. I know in my summer makeup video I did a contour, which is kind of silly for summer makeup, but that's what I do. I'm just going to put it on my lid. So I've just got a little color and a little bit of shimmer. I'm not going to be super fancy with it. I'm not going to try and keep it just to my lid. I'll kind of go up a little bit. It doesn't need to be confined to just one spot. You kind of want it blended in, so just kind of put it on there. Make sure you cover everything, but you don't have to be perfect about it. That's eyeshadow. Next up is eyeliner. I'm using, CoverGirl. It's CoverGirl. Ooh. Sorry. That face was for not remembering, not because there's anything wrong with CoverGirl. I'm using CoverGirl Perfect Blend eyeliner. It's just a very simple, classic black pencil eyeliner. It's got a smudger on the other end of it. I'm not going to use that. I have used it, but I don't love it because it really just gets the eyeliner all over the place. So that is not what I'm going to use today. I'm really just going to use the pencil. Don't do what I'm about to do, which is to pull my eyelid taut, and I also can't really talk while I'm doing my eyeliner. So you're really just going to go right along the lash line. Just like that. Simple line across the eye, nothing swooped, nothing fancy. You just want it right along your lash line to define it a little more. And that is that. Eyeliner done. You can put some on the bottom if you want to. I am not going to. I don't like eyeliner on the bottom because I feel like if it smudges at all, it kind of messes up, makes my dark circles stand out a little bit. Mascara, I'm going to use Revlon Grow Luscious Fabulash by Fabulash. I've never really noticed that before. I just read it just this moment, and that's why I said it. I don't know what Fabulash is. Anyway, Grow Luscious. I like this mascara because it's a nice big fluffy brush, but the product is not such that I'm going to get it all over my eyelid. Like, it doesn't come out with a ton of product on it, so I'm just going to swipe that on a little bit. Most people know how to apply foundation. It's kind of hard to explain. You sort of have to learn by watching if you don't know how. You really want to start from the base of your lashes and move up so that you get as much volume and definition as possible, although I really don't have much in the way of lashes. And then I'm going to do the bottom. Sorry, you totally can't see that. I'm trying to do it in the mirror, but I should probably just do it in the camera. You don't have to do bottom mascara. I do that because I don't do bottom eyeliner, and I still need a little bit of definition in there. So I do mascara on the bottom. If you did eyeliner on the bottom, you don't have to do mascara. If you didn't do eyeliner on the bottom, you don't have to do mascara. You can do mascara even if you did do eyeliner on the bottom. It's really whatever works for you. Perfect. And last up is my lips. This is L'Oreal Color Juice Stick. I have had this for a really long time. I don't even know if they still make it, but the color is Mango Tango. I've always really liked it. I'm not going to do any sort of lip liner or anything. I'm just going to put it on there and rub my lips together, make sure it's not kind of coming outside my lip line. But that is that. Very simple makeup tutorial. You're not going to get a ton of coverage from it unless you're using a full coverage foundation, which you can do with this tutorial, but that is just very basic makeup application. It's that simple. You don't have to do a ton of eye contouring or face contouring or bronzer or anything if you don't want to. But this is really the building blocks for more makeup, for more of a face of makeup. So if you feel overwhelmed by all the brushes and all the products and stuff, like, this is just to show you that stuff that's fun and you can play with it and you can do more with your face with all of that stuff, but you don't have to use all of that stuff to get a face of makeup. This is great for weekends, this is great for work, this is great for whatever you want to do, and it's that simple. It's just BB cream, concealer, powder, blush, eyeshadow, mascara, eyeliner, and lip gloss. Now that I say that, it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, I promise. It's that simple, and you don't need a ton of brushes. All you need is a powder brush, a blush brush, and an eyeshadow brush. That's it. So, Ivy! Quit it! Come here! What are you doing? You nuts? Alright, so Little Miss thing is still being a little barky, but that is that. And let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye! Whatever.